My first teardrops that I built were, I always say, a disaster. You gotta keep pursuing until you find what works. And that's basically what I did. Pleasant Valley Teardrop Trailers was founded in 2005. I always thought if I have 20 employees and we can have a lot of fun together and grow, I'd love that. But never dreamt that it could become what it is today.
This year is our 20th anniversary, and it still blows my mind to think that it's already been 20 years.
It's exciting that it's 20 years. I want to celebrate it with Thanksgiving, really is what I want to do.
It is so much bigger than just one person. It's so much bigger than me. It's about, the team pulling together. And for the 20th anniversary year, that's what I'm excited about, is just seeing the team continue working and building together. I grew up in a small Amish community here in Sugarcreek, Ohio, and started working with my dad while I was in 3rd grade, 4th grade, and we were building a steel building in Canton, Ohio, and the owner of the building was doing something with teardrop campers, and he asked my dad if he would be open to building teardrop campers. And so Dad was the entrepreneur that he is and the visionary. He was like, yeah, I'd love to look at what that is.
He said to me, Joe, you should build teardrop trailers. I had no idea what a teardrop trailer was. This was in '03. And so he said, well, come up and look. I have some sitting on a lot in North Canton. And that's how I was introduced. I came up to the lot, took a piece of cardboard and drew off on the side of that trailer to get an idea, and went home and started cutting a piece of plywood to make a jig to make the sidewalls of the teardrop trailers. But they were just 4x8 trailers from a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, and that's basically what it was. And it came down on an angle in the back, and I had this flat door. I think every one of them leaked. So it was just a learning curve. I found a way to seal the hinge, which we still use 20 years later. And I was known in the industry for the person that could seal a hatch door that didn't leak, which was pretty cool, I thought. And it's a very simple process that we did. But those are the things that you gotta keep pursuing until you find what works.
We were doing steel buildings, we were building lawn furniture and gazebos. This was a totally different and new idea. That was really the start of Pleasant Valley Teardrop Trailers going into business building campers.
My passion was always to develop product that inspires people. And I had good people working for me that loved what I was doing, so I would say, this is how it has to look. And you have to have an eye for the curvatures and all of that. Yeah, we just kept growing a little bit at a time. Well, we kept developing new trailers. I developed the truck camper. In 2006, we started working on our own truck camper. And of course, then the Ciro Scotti, still love to build those. I built the Silver Shadow. That's how we grew up to the Recession. And then everything crumbled at the Recession. Yeah, when 2008 came around, we literally lost everything. There was no work. I'm one that doesn't lay off people, or I don't want to. And finally, I had to. It was in September of '08 that I finally called my salesman and said I'm closing my doors. And 2 days later, I opened them again. The day I closed the doors, and I asked the salesman, I said, I'm done, I'm broke, I have no money, I have a big debt, I can't do it anymore. The phone rings. So that was Wednesdays, and Fridays I sat in the chair up in Little Guy, Worldwide in North Canton, because they needed help in building trailers. And so that's how it all started back. And in 2009, we started coming back, built maybe 75 trailers, my dad and I. By the end of 2009, we were busy again. And so that's how it came back. I answered a phone call that was kind of divine, I think. In 2010, we built 457 trailers, which was an absolute miracle. So that's how the momentum came back. But we started with a small, old, ugly building, and it was cheap to rent, and it worked. In 2010, then we moved into a 12,000 square foot building in 2011, and we're there for 4 years, and then until we built this building, or the building that we're in now. As we moved into a new place, I remember standing in the building that we moved into in 2011 with my foreman, and he was saying that, I looked at this building, this is insane. This is way too big. And he just laughed at me. He said, I'll give you 6 months. He was right. 6 months later, it was full. I was very aggressive, finding new product, and we found the tab, and that expanded our line, tripled our line. In 2010, the process was started to acquire the tab. January or so of 2011 is when we made the deal with Dutchman RV. We were starting something that they said couldn't be done. And so when you say that to me, you can't make money building these, I'm going to find a way. There's got to be a way to build these, because we were just a small company and the tab was so much bigger and so much more potential. And I just saw tabs from different sizes being built. I didn't see one. And so we just kept improving that tab from day one in 2011. How the tab changed us is, okay, we were building this 5x8 and 5x10 little teardrops, which is not a stand-up unit. And now you have a unit coming in, which is a stand-up unit. And when I looked at the unit, I said, this unit can have a bathroom in it. And that really changed who we were.
I just became more and more interested in the business and what the teardrop community and the product was. And then in 2012, I joined the company and have been working in the company ever since, and working with Dad.
But I said, you've got to come in and you got to start where everybody else starts. I don't believe in just giving a free ride to my children.
I started out in the production line, so had a production experience before with building horse barns and cabins, and obviously working with Dad way back. So I had experience with working with my hands and in production.
I love to watch him being disciplined and having to do that, because I knew his skills. His skills, his organizational skills. When we were in the lawn furniture business, he could outwork any of my workers. So I was excited to bring him in, because I knew he would change NuCamp.
As we grew and as we moved from one building to another, and we built the facility that we're in now in 2015, having the correct people in the right places, that's been the key to our success, is people that understand our core values of caring genuinely, service over self, and always doing the right thing, even when nobody's watching. Working hard is our fourth core value, which is close to my heart as well, with growing up working hard.
When I first started, we were cutting all our cabinetry parts on a rip table, and we were cutting them with a chop saw. We were across the street in a small building. It was a little darker, everything was cramped. So we have this beautiful, large facility now. And that opens up the possibilities of adding this and that. We now have CNCs that cut out all of our cabinetry, so it's very precise. Getting the machinery to do that was very huge in our success.
Our separation from Little Guy simply was we were too big to have a distributor. Bottom line, that was the problem. Loved them, they did a great job for us, but looking back, I think it was the right move. It was absolutely the best thing we could have done at the time. Pleasant Valley was not known anyway. It was always Little Guy. And so we felt we needed a better name to describe who we are. And when you have the new, which is German, instead of N-E-W, it's N-U, which is part of our roots. So that's how we came up with the word NuCamp. And we felt it just had to be rebranded. We talked, do we want to be more diversified? Because I had experience in the truck camper line, it wasn't a stretch for me. Sure, I don't think this is too hard to do. And we also had prints already in place that we kind of knew where we were going.
They had just launched the 820 when I began in the research and development department. The 920 had already been in production. Shortly after I began, we developed the Cirrus 720. And the goal was to build a unit that is 1,500 pounds, ton and a half, for a half-ton truck. It didn't pan out exactly how we wanted it to, but it was our first shot at making a half-ton truck camper. I really liked that unit. It was a really nice unit. It had a shower in it. Unfortunately, the market wanted something a little bit lighter. Still, in the process, we learned a lot of things, and our second one, the 620, was a success. It was really exciting to be able to take the fail from the first one and turn it into a success for the second one.
The Cirrus line was I think it was a great add-on for NuCamp. It diversified us, and of course now we have 3. That's when we started expanding more. The 400 came in just in 17, I think, is when the 400 came in as well.
To produce a top quality product, you have to have good people. Not settling for status quo, doing things differently, learning and taking feedback from our customers. That has been a huge part of our success. My goal is to continue that legacy with my kids, with my grandkids, to continue building the exceptional. And that is, it starts with the team first and then the product. Building the exceptional to me means, first of all, it's leading, it's leadership, it's serving. Having my 2 boys come in and sweep the floors the other day, one's 9 and one's 7. So walking with them and teaching them now how to serve first. I'm really excited to continue that legacy of building a high quality product that's unmatched in our industry.
The biggest thing is resilience. You just can't give up. And in my 20 years, there's often I could have given up. Often I could have walked away, and often I thought this is not worth it. But I look back and it's worth it. It's worth the journey. If you have a vision, pursue it. Get people around you that can help you pursue that vision and finish the dream that you want to live out.